didn't have an identity. I knew as First Nations, Indigenous, what difference does that make if I don't know where I'm from? I can't celebrate every single nation across this country. When I found out I was from the nation I'm from, the Enoch Nation at 29, then it was catch-up time. I decided then I want to focus on not just my own nation, but other nations, because I sat there lost for so long. I got dishes called war paint. I got dishes called In the Spirit of the Haida Gwaii, sharp bones, flowers, soft fish, grilled steaks, right? And all that stuff provokes emotion. That's what makes food who I am, and that's what makes me live my life happily.
Red Chef Revival, interesting kind of documentary web series. They're going to get into other chefs, but taking a look at this chef and kind of like going back to his culture, and obviously the food is part of each culture.
Yeah, I thought it was really beautifully filmed, like really great cinematography all throughout, but also I thought it was nice to have him sort of be the lens through which we could see everything, because very rarely do you have, I think, the appropriate person to sort of be the bridge between the audience and the subject matter. And with his story being what it was, I thought it was like exactly the right person to sort of go and ask a lot of those questions. And I thought that they were really good about considering that and then keeping that at the forefront every time he goes to find out something new. And I also just thought it was interesting to learn all that about Prince Rupert. I mean, I did not know any of those things, so that was also really enlightening. But yeah, really great in general, and particularly just really nicely shot.
So the cinematography was incredible. The primary character, he was an incredible lens through which to sort of take this journey. But in addition to all of that, I also found that the sound design was incredible in that piece. I was even noticing small sort of audio segues between shots and stuff. So I thought that was really well done.
First of all, this is about the ecological catastrophe which is starting now, which is a very serious issue. The salmon is gone, and basically a whole town is gone. 3 different cultures live there. They were even segregated, they were mixed, they were collided, but they created something, and now all that is living is basically a still alive but ghost town. And yeah, this guy is finding his roots a moment that is about to be lost. And basically it was kind of a cry of a heart. Maybe he was trying to protest why I should find all this the moment that it is going away, why it should be like that. Basically the old woman said, the fisherman is not the person who makes money, which means no money and no young generation, no continuation. But he was not in position to talk that open, but the message was clear. We should do something to save this kind of remote areas of the country, because that's part of the real Canada, the real face of Canada that is invisible for many Canadians. So I think this is important about this movie. It shows a different side of Canada, but very natural side.
Like really well filmed, but there's almost like a tragedy to it, because just as this guy is like exploring his culture, he's finding that it's almost dying out. And that hit me a lot, because it was like, yeah, it's really nice that, yeah, he's now discovering his culture, but he's discovering it at almost a really bad time for the culture itself. Maybe that's what they were kind of trying to hit at, but I thought that was really fun.
So I think that was the theme, where it's the growth of the micro and the death of the macro, meaning that it's the growth of the individual. He's growing, he's learning about his culture, he's expanding his mind, and he's like really thirsting for knowledge. And while the community, while his culture is dying around him. So it's sort of like he's trying to keep that going. And it's interesting using food, like every culture has food, using that as their identity, right?
I love this man's story, his personal voyage, and how you know, he didn't know his identity, and how the whole story behind his finding is. And the whole, I'm such an admirer of how various First Nations have always taken care of the land and known how to survive, and indeed taught the Europeans how to survive the winter when we came here. and so on and so forth. And I'd give anything to just learn from such a person directly and taste that meal. And very, very inspiring, lovely photography. And I think these are the people that could teach us how to save the planet. So let's find out more from them.
They're very smart because they made it at 22 minutes, which for the civilians is the length of a half-hour TV program when you subtract the commercials. And they made 6 episodes, which is the typical length of a first season Canadian TV program. So if they take this to APTN, it will be a perfect fit, and they'll probably get another season of 13 episodes, and it will be on television, and it will fit, and all will be well.
Okay.